Florence Nightingale, born on the 12th of May 1820. Florence Nightingale was born in the city of Florence, in Italy, which she was named. She was the second daughter in a prominent and wealthy British family. This map of Italy shows you where Florence Nightingale was born. As a teenager, she spent time helping the sick and poor in the village near her family estate, and believed nursing was her calling. 1844, she made her decision to work as a nurse, which due to her social standing, her parents did not approve. Her parents forbade her from pursuing nursing. Despite this, she studied at the city of Dusseldorf. She took up her first nursing role in 1853 at the Institute for the Care of Sick Gentlewomen in London, where she was superintendent. In 1850, when Florence was working in London, hospitals were primitive and breeding grounds for infection. This was the only provision available for the sick and dying. Many were housed on wards without ventilation or access to clean water. As a result of this squalor, these places were known as Houses of Death. The Crimean War began on October 1853 to February 1856. The Russian Empire and the Ottoman Empire, France, the United Kingdom and Sardinia were at war. Florence Nightingale is best known for leading a group of 38 nurses to care for British wounded soldiers. When Nightingale and her nurses arrived at the military hospital in Scutari, Turkey, they were shocked. Lack of medicine, low hygiene standards, and infection was common. They cleaned every room and continually washed their hands. Improvements in hygiene helped stop the spread of infection and disease. To see her patients during the darkest nights, Nightingale carried a lamp as she walked among the beds. After that, she became known as the Lady with the Lamp. Casualties include death by disease. In all cases, death by disease exceeded, killed in action, or died of wounds. There were 73,125 combat deaths. However, deaths that occurred by non-combat totaled to 376,890. Total deaths, 450,015. The military hospitals were unclean, poorly supplied with bandages and soap. Patients had no proper food or medicines. After the war, Nightingale's influence on nursing spans ward design, infection control, and healthy diet for recovery. Nightingale wards were developed in response to her experiences in the Crimean War. Her realization that hospital buildings themselves could affect the health and recovery of patients. She reformed nursing into a respectable profession for women, and in 1860, she established the first professional school for nurses. The Nightingale Training School of St Thomas Hospital. Nightingale's principles and support helped to found the British Red Cross and keep it going. She also organized professional training for nurses, wrote the first textbook on nursing, called Notes on Nursing. She was a militant for the rights of the women and for social justice. She also created one of the first versions of the pie chart. She was the founder of modern nursing and published over 200 books. She quoted, "The very first requirement in a hospital is that it should do the sick no harm." Florence Nightingale had no children as she devoted her life to nursing. 1910, she died of heart failure at home in London at the age of 90 years old. Hundreds of nurses attended her funeral. She quoted, "The word nursing has been limited to signify a little more than the administration of medicines. The applications of poultice, it ought to signify the proper use of fresh air, light, warmth, cleanliness, quiet, and the proper selection and administration of diet. Perhaps the greatest good that has resulted from her noble life has been the setting in motion of a force which has led thousands of women to devote themselves to systematic care of the sick and wounded." We dedicate this video to our amazing NHS nurses. We feel the UK government has forgotten the principles of fair pay. To those male and female nurses who now walk in the footsteps of Florence Nightingale, thank you.
As long as you are mine, and I thank you for being you. I'll be your best friend. I'll be your guide. Whenever you need me, I'll be by your side. I love you more and more and more each day. I love you more and more and more than I can say.
In our next video, we find out how Mary Seacole changes nursing, another Victorian pioneer of nursing.